Hello, everyone, and welcome to this session. So, in this session, I'm going to take you through IIM Indore Admission Criteria for CAT 2025 examination. So, the criteria was released very just in the recent past, and we felt this is the right time to do a session on this. So, as far as IIM Indore is concerned, I'm sure you have heard a lot about its history. It has got a very rich legacy. And IIM Indore is regarded as one of the old IIMs of India. And in the last almost 3 decades of its existence, it has made a very good name for itself, and it has built a very good collection of successful alumni who are spread across the world. And today it is ranked amongst one of the top, it is regarded as one of the top business schools globally. They offer extraordinary brand value, amazing quality of education, and unbelievably attractive placement opportunities. So in this video, I'm going to take you through the kind of admission process that they have kept in place for this year. So the admission process would comprise of 3 stages. The stage 1 is where the preliminary shortlisting will happen. And this preliminary shortlisting takes place on the basis of CAT 2025 performance. They will have a look at your overall percentile as well as sectional percentile will also be taken into account. So both overall as well as sectional performance plays a role as far as stage 1 process is concerned. Once that is taken care of, that's where the stage 2 will happen, only for those people who have cleared stage 1. And this is where people actually get shortlisted for personal interview. And once they undergo the interview process, that's when the final selection of candidates will happen. So each of the 3 stages are very crucial. You cannot skip any of these stages. You have to sail through all the 3 stages in order to finally get that admission offer from IIM Indore. So let's have a look at the stage 1 process where the preliminary shortlist will get created. So this will happen on the basis of CAT 2025 performance. As I have mentioned on the top, I have written here minimum eligibility because these are not actual cutoffs. These are the minimum eligibility criteria that you need to fulfill. Now, the percentile requirement will depend on your reservation category. So for general category applicants, the requirement is 80 percentile in each of the sections and 90 percentile overall. And if you notice, for EWS category also, interestingly, they have kept the same kind of required percentiles. For NCOBC applicants, it will be a little lower than that. It will be 70 percentile sectionals and overall 80 percentile. For people who belong to scheduled caste, it will be 55 percentile sectionals and 60 percentile overall. ST as well as differently abled applicants, they have the same requirement of 40 percentile in each of the sections and 45 percentile overall. One question that I often get from the students is, what if I don't clear these numbers? Unfortunately, if you don't clear any of these required minimum percentiles in CAT 25, then you are out of the process. Then you will not proceed forward to either stage 2 or stage 3. You will be disqualified from the process. That's the reason, friends, it's very important that you understand that performing well in CAT, your CAT 2025 performance does play a very important role as far as selection process of IIM Indore is concerned. Now, people who clear the stage 1, they'll proceed to the stage 2, and this is where the shortlisting will take place for personal interview. Now, during this phase, what will happen is they will give weightage profile also. So your 10th class performance will be given a weightage of 10, and here they will normalize your performance based on your boards. That's the meaning of what I have written in the bracket out here. So it does depends on the board also. So 10th class performance will have a weightage of 10. 12th class will have a lot of weightage. The 12th class performance of a candidate will have a much higher weightage of 25%. So 12th class performance does play a major role in this process. Now, as far as CAT performance goes, instead of looking at your overall performance, what IIM Indore will do is they will look at your sectional performances. And interestingly, in the shortlisting phase for personal interview, IIM Indore will give 16% weightage to your DILR and VARC performance. But when it comes to quant, they will give much higher 23% weightage. So quant will play a major role as far as shortlisting stage is concerned. Now, one more thing you have to understand here, I have written VARC. Obviously, it would be verbal ability and reading comprehension. DILR stands for data interpretation and logical reasoning, and QA is your quantitative ability. Now, remember, they also encourage diversity. So, the diversity would be six marks would be given for diversity, and all the female applicants and transgender applicants will get 6 marks. Work experience has not a very high weightage, a small weightage of 3%. So this is how the composite score will be generated, and required number of people will be shortlisted for different categories. When I say category, here I mean to say the reservation category as such. Now, one interesting point to notice here is because of COVID-19, some people may not have been awarded marks in their 10th standard. So for anybody who did not write their 10th board exam and marks were not awarded, what IIM Indore is going to do is this 10% weightage they will split between 12th class performance and your CAT 25 sectional scores, and it will be divided based on pro rata basis. Same thing will happen for those who have not been awarded 12th class marks because of COVID-19 pandemic time. Then again, this 25% will be split between 10th class performance and CAT 25 sectional scores on a pro rata basis. So that is how the process will continue for those who were not awarded marks either in 10th class or in 12th class. Now, once you are through this, if you get shortlisted for interview, then your interview will happen offline, and the candidates who've been shortlisted will be informed in January 2026. And once they get that information, they will have to attend offline interviews, right, in different locations. So the locations that IIM Indore has decided as Bangalore, Chennai, Delhi, Hyderabad, Indore, Kolkata, and Mumbai. Now remember, they have written online mode also, because see, the final call will be taken by the admission committee of IIM Indore at the later stage. So most likely it may be offline, but just in case, be prepared for online mode also. Of course, IIM Indore has the right to decide whether they want to go for offline or online. So this is how the interviews will take place, and it is absolutely mandatory to attend their interviews. Anybody who misses the interview, anybody who skips the interview will not be considered for the final selection process. So it's very important that you do attend the interview in case you get a interview call. Once you are done with your interview, that's when the final selection of candidates will take place. So during the final selection stage, what IIM Indore will do is they will again give weightage to your academics. So 10th class performance will have a weightage of 5%. 12th class performance will also have a weightage of 5%. Now, when it comes to CAT performance, CAT 25 sectional scores, VARC will be given a weightage of 20%, whereas DILR will be given a weightage of 10% and QA 10%. If you recollect, when I was showing you the initial stage 2, that is the shortlisting for PI, if you recollect, more weightage was given to your quant performance. But now when it comes to the final selection stage, you can notice more weightage has been provided to your VARC performance. So in a way, if you think about it, it's very important that you do well in all the 3 sections, especially in QA and VARC. QA for shortlisting stage and VARC during the final selection stage. Personal interview will have a humongous weightage of 45%. That's the reason it's very important that you prepare well for personal interview. And finally, diversity factor would be 5% weightage. So these are the criteria that they will consider during the final selection stage. Now, what I said earlier, when I was talking about the shortlisting for PI phase, when I mentioned that if somebody has not been awarded 10th class marks or 12th class marks, they are going to take into consideration your performance in your CAT sectional scores and the other part. Like, for example, if you don't have 10th class scores because of COVID-19, then that weightage will be spread between 12th class performance, CAT 25 performance, and PI performance on a pro rata basis. So the same thing will apply for 12th class course also. So that is how IIM Indore will make it a very fair kind of a process. So this is how IIM Indore will carry out the entire admission process. So I hope you like this content. Please do hit the like button and do subscribe to our channel because we regularly upload this kind of useful content. There are many more such videos available on our channel. Do check them out whenever you get time. Thank you everyone for watching this.